Voices of praise. I see abundance everywhere. See abundance everywhere. God's rich supply beyond compare. It is ours to use and to enjoy. His gift to us without alloy. Prosperity, prosperity, I know my own shall come to me. God sends his children joy and peace, good health and wisdom and increase. And we are grateful voices raised to thee, O Lord, in hymns of praise. I pray that I may ever be in sweet communion, O Lord, with thee. Secure in thy dear grace I stand. Prosperity, prosperity, I know my own shall come to me. God sends his children joy and peace, good health and wisdom and increase. And we are grateful voices raised to thee, O God, hymns of praise. There is no lack, all bountiful. His joy provides how beautiful to know God guides us on our way, sustains and blesses us each day. Prosperity, prosperity, no my own shall come to me. God sends his children joy and peace, good health and wisdom and increase. And we are grateful voices raised to thee, O Lord, in hymns of praise. I am going to take a seat this morning, and we're going to have a kind of conversation. Okay? Is that good? Yes. All right. Sometimes it's nice to travel back, not to stay back, but take a look at where you came from and see how you have evolved from a creature that relied on things outside of you to make you happy and fulfilled. I remember about some years ago, I was totally dependent on the whims and the fancies of others. Everything that I did for approval, not knowing it, but I sought out approval of others. And it brought me to a stage where I was very jumpy, because I did things, and when I didn't get a response from others, well, I thought I didn't do good. And I lived my life like that for a long time. And then, at some time in my life, before I reached, I made a decision to change that. I stopped depending on others for answers, and I started to look for somewhere other than other people to get answers. And I discovered that I had a mind that was different to other people. I also discovered that my problems, although similar to others, were not like others. So other people could not help me. I was not religious, because I think religion drives us away from God. And we begin to look outside for leaders who we consider very religious to provide us with answers. But I realized at some time that the answers that they were giving me came from their own experiences, which had nothing to do with me. And the more I followed them, the more I got more confused. Until I decided I'm going alone. And I realized that the entire Bible is based on people who went out alone and did not depend on others. And I looked at Abraham, and it says that when God called Abraham, God did not tell him to go to somebody else. God said, go to a new country. And everything that God said, Abraham did, and he was successful. There were no guidance counselors because God was the guidance counselor to Abraham. And everything that Abraham was told to do, when he did it, he succeeded. And everything that he was told not to do, what he did, he had a reward or consequence. And I looked at Abraham's story. Abraham was told, go and don't take any member of your family. But he took Lot, his nephew, and Sarah, his sister wife. And he had so much trouble with these two people. Because why? They came from an old consciousness that did things a certain way. And Abraham was supposed to build a new life that rested on the guidance of God inside of him. I often wonder, all the great inventors, artists, and people who, like Richard, they write music, and I always ask, where do they get that from? They don't go anywhere to get it. They get it right here. And I realized if Richard could get his music, heaven could get inspiration too. So in any field that you are in, the inspiration will come from within you. And you don't have to rely on anybody. For within you is all that there ever was, that is, and could ever be. The substance of which all things are made is the same substance we call God. And God is everywhere present equally to everyone. But if you could understand the nature of your being, that you are a threefold being. You are spirit, life's energy. You have a mind that can create. You have a body that could experience. And if you could bring these all together and rely on yourself as one, because you are a complete being, one. And through the power of the law of detachment, you come to depend on yourself. the answers flow quite easily. The practice of looking within allows God in you to flow through you, so that whatever you have need of comes without any fuss and comes without having to go outside to look for it. For the kingdom of heaven is where? It is within. And heaven is that place of, that mental state of satisfaction, fulfillment. So if fulfillment is already within me, where do I go? I go within. Someone said to me, or we were in a class sometime, and someone, we had a discussion, and someone says, well, the one thing about heaven is everybody goes to heaven for answers, but heaven does not go to anybody. And I had to tell them, I said, it's not that I don't go to anybody. It's that whatever I have need of comes to me. I don't reach out. Whatever I have need of reaches in. Because I do not depend on anyone to satisfy my needs. So if you are in my life, you are there to be in my life, not to fulfill me. You getting it? Are you getting it? Because why? I believe that my source and my supply is wherever I am. And whatever in a form is there is only a channel. A channel, but it's not the source. A channel. That means the source could use anything, the plant, the page, the people, to feed me. Hello now. When you become dependent on others and they don't supply, don't you get anxious and angry? But when you rely on that inner presence, guess what? It will never fail you. Because you learn to keep your mind open and receptive, because the answers are right before you, because the kingdom of heaven is at hand, right close where you are. You don't have to go anywhere to find what you need. When you learn to live in a state of knowing that my source and my supply, they are with me always as the same thing. There's no separation between the source, the supply, and me. We are one. Then guess what? I walk around feeling what? Filled. I could never be empty. So my glass, no matter what is in it, is always full. I may not recognize what's in it because of my narrow-mindedness. Because sometimes we are looking for special people to come. And the people around us have what we have need of, but we can't get it because why? We are being judgmental. Oh, that channel is not good enough. They're not tall enough. They're not wide enough. They're not narrow enough. And we make all kind of stuff to restrict the flow of God. The answers to every problem are right here, right now. Because in fact, there are no problems. The only reason why there are problems is because you have told yourself there's a problem. But if you keep your mind open and receptive, guess what? The answers. Haven't you sometimes just get little light bulbs coming off? Huh? Zing, zang, zang. And that happens when nobody's around. But as soon as other people are around, you turn your mind from the little thing and you go to the people. Marva didn't give me this. Are we close by to this morning? Are we close by? Yes. Meaning, are you understanding me? Yes. I'm not talking foreign, right? In Matthew 9:37 and 38, Jesus told his disciples, the harvest is plentiful. Whatever you are looking for, there is plenty of it around you. But the laborers, those who are willing to seek and find, are few. Because we become emotionally dependent on. You ever get emotionally dependent on someone and they don't deliver? How you cuss and you fuss and you carry on? You weren't there for me. All you have need of is God. I will not leave you nor forsake you. I am with you even until the end. Self-sufficiency, self-reliance, self-confidence, self-knowing. When I know who and what I am, something happens. Therefore, pray earnestly, become still, so that the God or the Lord of the harvest could help you. That's all you need to do. Open your mind. To pray is to open up your mind so that the harvest that already exists, you could begin to appreciate. You don't have to leave where you are to find God. You don't have to go on any spiritual retreat. Create your own retreat right where you are, just by acknowledging the presence of God, acknowledging this presence as your source and your supply. You don't need anybody else. You know, when we think we have a need, we get a group together. And most of them are not of our consciousness. So Jesus said, when you have a need, you go within and shut the door. Close all the windows that lead to your mind from the outside. Shut them off. And come in a state of silence and stillness. Just to hear. Don't come to tell God, because God knows what you have need of, and your coming is because you answered the invitation that came to you through the desire. Through the power of desire, God has called you to tell you, you are lacking in something in your life. Come unto me. This is a time to create a place in mind where there is nothing else but a willingness to listen. To listen and hear the inspirations that will flow to you. See, a lot of people believe that prayer is this statement that I make. And we all begin with how much we love God. And how good we are. And how worthy we are. And how better we are than the others. We start competing and comparing. And prayer is just as I am. I make myself available. No words necessary. For all that you have need of is already within you. To pray means to open your mind to see the good that already exists. As Jesus said, all of us like sheep, we have gone astray. We have gone everyone according to our own mindset. When we were little children, we were told all sorts of stuff, especially as Christians. All sorts of stuff about God. All stuff about ourselves and about others. And we believe these falsehoods to be true. And for some reason we come to a church like Verity, and they're telling you something completely differently. And although it sounds intellectually sound, you have issues. You still have issues. Because you bring your Pentecostal, Catholic, Anglican, Methodist self here. And everything that we say from here, you judge. And I could hear your minds rumbling that, well, it sounds good, but it's not true. I have issues with Evan when he says that. That can't be right. Because you have been conditioned to reject. Just like the prophets were rejected and stoned. So anybody who brings you something new for you to take a look at, guess what you do? You condemn them and you stone them. You know how many stones sometimes I feel on my back? You know how many times I'm at home and I hear the voices tumbling in my head. And I'm saying, all is well with my soul. Excuse me. I hope it is well with yours. All I try to do here in my classes and my lessons is to give you another look at God. You could take a look at God in a different way or continue to accept God the same way you act, but you can't mix them. Hello now? You can't be a New Thought fundamentalist. Doesn't make sense. New Thought is to see things differently from the way you saw them yesterday. To add a new dimension to your mindset. To create a change by seeing things differently. It's the same idea presented differently. That's what New Thought is. The same God who is not being presented as an archaic judge with a bullwhip meant to make you straighten up and fly right. That's not the God of New Thought. The God of New Thought, its nature is absolute good. It's your source, your supply. It does not judge you. The rain falls on both the seeming bad and the seeming good. The same ideas that are there for you are the same ideas that are in Asia, in Australia, in New Zealand. And if you are willing, wherever you are, to see the light, you can make a change. That's all New Thought is. It is not a religion. It's a way of seeing yourself, a way of seeing God. That's how it is. It's a new way of thinking about the same old thoughts that you had that have caused you all the troubles in your life. Change the way you see something, and heaven comes. That's how easy this thing is. Hello now? Some of us have issues with our parents for the past 500 years. Hello now? Because we don't understand what love is. Love means oneness, but it also means there's a difference, but we are still one. I have to respect the difference that you seem to be and still consider you one with me. And when I stop judging you, I can receive from you because of your differences. Guess what? You have a lot to offer me. Isn't that wonderful? Hello now. It is because of your difference that you are in my life. Because you are a channel for my good. And the more I can see you as a channel for my good, regardless of what I think you look like. Hello now. I can get something from you. This is the point. The answers are in every human being that you meet. There's an answer to something that is going on with you. When you open your mind, guess what? The answers flow freely and you're never in discomfort or in trouble. For wherever you are, say after me, wherever I am, all good is. My role is to do what? Look for the good. So the more I look for the good is the more I develop the practice of seeing the good. And only the good could come to me. This is what Jesus taught us. Jesus taught us that in spite of being stoned, tell them, if you have not made a mistake in your life, go ahead and throw stones at people. Because guess what is going to happen? Stones will be thrown at you. So what you do to me, I don't care. What you say of me, I don't care. You have your own just reward to come. Isn't that wonderful? Isn't that wonderful? That all the stuff happening in your life came about by the choices that you made. Isn't that wonderful? That you are your own destructive person in your own life. Nobody outside of you is causing these things to happen to you. You walk a path and you lay the stones. So when you walk back on those stones, if they weren't laid straight, hello, guess what? You're going to be walking hill and ditchy. Hello now. You're going to be up and down. And when Jesus or the Christ was coming, it says, every valley shall be raised, every mountain, Lord, and every crooked path must be made straight. That means there's a lot of work that we have to do in order to straighten up our minds to receive the answers that we need in our lives. Do you see crookedness in your life? Is your life kind of crooked? You can talk to me, please. You can give me an answer. Is your life crooked? Huh? At this moment, it's straight. But it's going to be crooked next moment. Examine yourself. What are you really looking for? What is the main answer you are looking for? What problem do you have in your life? Just look right around you, and the answer is there. Hello now. Wherever you are, the answers to all the seeming problems you have are right here. Within the question is the answer. Within the problem is the solution. For that which created the problem is the answer. And the answer is always at the center of it all. How many times have you zoned in on a particular person to get the particular thing that you think you have need of. And in the beginning, it sounds like if you're getting it. Only to realize after a while that this rock does not have what I have need of. And you get disappointed. Have you ever gotten disappointed in life? Huh? Yes. Put not your trust in others. Put your trust where? Within yourself. Always know that the knowing is within of me. The knowing is within me. All that I need to know is within me. The Creator lies in me because my mind is the realm of creation in me, for me, by me. That's why I can think. To think means to shape ideas and to form ideas. Ideas are invisible entities that are perfect. But when an idea enters a human mind, it is now subjectified and becomes imperfect. Because everyone who receives the same idea will see it differently because of your belief system. So if you figure the ideas are coming, but they're turning out wrong, it has nothing to do with the idea. It has to do with what? I need to do what? Straighten up my mind. Change my mind. Because the same ideas that are coming to me are coming to you. How you work with the idea will depend on how you experience the manifestation of the idea. But the answers and the solutions are everywhere present. They're not to come. The kingdom is not to come by observation. It is right here. And the kingdom means the answer to everything that you have need of. The universe is such a wonderful realm of experience. Everything that is physical has as its base spirit or energy. The fans, the beams, the lights, the piano, the chair, my body, the stars, the planets, the black holes, everything has at its core the same substance. But wherever that substance is, there are laws. And the substance takes the shape and form of the laws that govern it wherever it is. The same thing we call water is called steam. Hello now. And called ice. So I could walk on ice and say I walked on water. Yeah, same material, just different laws. The law of the mind is belief. Whatever you hold to be true will play out in your life. As water, as steam, or as ice. Whatever you hold to be true, the answers that you pose, you will get back based on the questions that you ask. You can't have any different. So if your life is not amounting to anything according to you, well, guess what? That's only a belief. And beliefs can be changed. Did you know you can change your beliefs? Hello now? When you walk on the ladder, if you believe the paint can will fall, it will fall. Hello now. If you believe that you are one with others, guess what? The peace will reign in your life. We come set up for war by being judgmental. Everything that we consider to be different is a potential enemy. And our enemies will rain war upon us. The law of mind action. What you think about, you will experience. I know some of you always were going to say what you think about, you bring about. I just change it to experience. Because sometimes we become like parrot. And we repeat things, but we don't understand them. We don't even think about them. As you think about... Nobody said anything this time. Is that nice? Yeah. The law of mind action. What you have in your life is the answer to everything that you have put out there. If you're looking for love, then what kind of state of mind your mind must be in? A state of oneness. Love means oneness, unity, wholeness. Wherever I am, no matter Marva looks different, I'm one with Marva. So I learned to accept Marva for what Marva does, what Marva says, who Marva is. Period. End of story. So I know that the $1 million that Marva has, when I am ready to get some, guess what? I'll get it. Because she cannot but give it to me. Because we are one. That's how it works. Or you think it's this Marva? I'm not talking about this Marva. Grisha, don't you have another friend, Marva? Could be talking about that one. And Narissa, you have a friend named, you remember Marva? Yeah, see, she has another Marva too. All I am saying is that you have to live knowing that wherever I am, God, my source, will give me whatever I ask for. A question is, what are you really asking for? Because your life becomes a testament to what you have asked for. Do you have misery? Hurry. Are you miserable? Are you sick? Are you poor? Are you unhappy? Are you loving? Everybody's going to say yes. Your life, what you are now experiencing, is a testimony to what you have asked for. You cannot get anything other than you have asked for. The answer is your life right now. Your life is the answer. You have received just reward based on your asking. What have you asked for? You ever ask yourself these questions? Why is this happening to me over and over and over? How come it doesn't stop? It's like a tap that is opened and I can't get it shut. And I get an abundance of it all the time. How come? Well, guess what? You ask for an open tap. And when you ask for it, you say, and forget the closing. I just want it to flow. Rain down trouble in my life. You could change that. When you seek the kingdom, you must realize that wherever you are, the kingdom is there. And this kingdom that I am talking about is a kingdom of absolute good. You know what absolute means? Can't get any better than that. It's complete. Absolute means, and so it is. There's nothing else to be added. Can you say absolute to your life experience? Hello now. Are you still looking for something? Are you still looking for someone? That's a big one. Everybody, Richard, believes they have to look for somebody.
Not necessarily.
All right, good.
I'll go with it.
All you need to do is to look for God, and God will supply you with all your needs. And the supply is always here. Just open your mind and realize that the harvest of the goodness that you're looking for is right here. Just open your eyes and see it. Take off the blindness that you have cast upon yourself. Take off all the misery that you have put a lens of misery there in front of you. And take away all and come to that place and see yourself as God sees you. A willing recipient of all that God is. And stop judging. Stop condemning. Stop criticizing. Because it's all God. Because when you condemn a person, you're condemning God. Did you know that? If it's all God, call not what God has made unclean. For the answer sometimes lies in that which you have condemned. So the rock that was rejected sometimes becomes a chief in the cornerstone. The peculiarity that you see in me is my uniqueness. Embrace it. Love it. Become it so you can appreciate yourself. Because what you see in me is what is in you. God bless you. So we're going to ask the Voices of Praise again to sing God is the source of my supply. You were sleeping, Richard. God is the source of my supply, willing my turf to multiply. In the substance I require, filling my deepest desire. This I know, blessings flow, and my confidence in God will grow. Yes, I know, blessings flow, filling every deep desire. At this time, if you would love to give an offering, please take your offering and put in the left hand. Did you have a good lesson today? Yes. Huh? Yes. Did it touch you? Yes. Wow! First time. Just give according to your heart desire. If you want more, give more. You want me to wait so you could give some more in the envelope? So we take the love offering, place in the left hand and just cover with the right, knowing that all that we have in God. All that we give in God.